What's up, Disney Lorcana fans? I'm here with the Rise of the Floodborn starter deck boxes. I managed to get these at a Walmart near us on December 1st. They didn't have any boosters there, which I didn't even see where they would have been displayed, but they certainly had plenty of these. But I know these are mostly fixed, but they do have booster packs in there, so I'm hoping we can kind of explore this together. Now, I personally like an Emerald Steel combination or Amber Steel, but I do really like Emerald. I've seen some good Emerald Ruby combinations, and now there's this whole meta with the Ruby and Sapphire combination, but I'm kind of sad there's no starter box for Emerald, but I would like to get some more Emerald cards, so let's see what we got here. We got the rules. We got like a playmat, punch stuff for the points. I use them digitally, so I don't physically use the counter, but this is what we're looking for. This is a fixed deck here, so there is two foils that come in here. I'm guessing it's weird they use wax paper. Let's look at these cards, though. All right, so it's garbage. And these are our two foils, so I feel like the foils should be kind of separated. Personally, like, foils are for collecting, the rest are for playing. I don't think I would bother collecting a non-foil set of this. But yeah, so we have the Queen and Gaston. These are the main fixtures in this deck. The Queen is like super versatile too. So we got all the dwarves. Christopher Robin's actually kind of interesting. I mean, having 6 resistance is pretty high. But if you have 2 or more characters in play, gain 2 lore. I mean, that potentially for an amber deck, an aggro deck, could be pretty good. The dwarf synergy is okay. Gaston being able to sing for songs that count as 5 is actually pretty solid. I've seen this get a lot of use too. Your Prince, Princess, King, and Queen characters get +1 attack, essentially, or challenge. Building on with others, that actually can be pretty solid. LeFou is from the first chapter. We got all the Sneezies and Snow Whites, the Queens. Painting the roses red, up to 2 chosen characters get -1 challenge this turn, draw a card. That's also really solid. The fact that you can draw cards is really good. Bells from the first chapter, Cruella de Vil. During your turn, this character gains evasive. They can challenge characters with evasive. For a 2, that's pretty solid. So going after somebody like a Flynn Rider, it's pretty good. Of course, Judy Hopps, when you play this character, you banish chosen item. It's more for playing against another Sapphire deck, really. Philocities? God, I don't remember how you say it. Don't kill me. But moving support, again, is one of those, like, you could suddenly make, like, an Alice. I don't know if Alice is in this, but, well, the Popsicle. Yeah, the Popsicle's crazy. The Alice gets plus lore if she gets over 10 challenge, essentially. So, again, building with all those little ones, it's pretty easy to get to 10. I'm going to save this for the end. I do want to rip those, but let's look at the other box, and we'll rip both the boosters at the same time. I'm not too good at ripping this box, huh? But I also don't plan on keeping it, so doesn't really matter to me that much. Okay, so here's our other booster. We got the same rules, starter decks, all that good stuff. And I'm sure these decks were built to kind of play against each other, right? Alright, so we got our 2 foils here. We got Merlin Shapeshifter. So, oh, and Tiana. Okay, so these are the ones on the front, right? So, whenever one of your characters return to your hand from play, this character gets +1 lore this turn. So this is building with like the Madam Mim and some of the other cards that go in and out of your hand. Potentially, it could be a really crazy deck. Tiana having +2 resist makes her much stronger than the 4, which is on there. And it's probably not as likely she'll be able to use this secondary one if no cards in hand, but she's also not inkable. So kind of strong, but there is some trade-offs with that. I feel like Floodborn has a lot of cards that are not inkable, so you really have to be careful on a 60-card deck. Like, are you going to have more than 14 cards in your deck that are not inkable? Can really like stranglehold, your inkwell building. Plenty of games where I've had like just a hand of like 5 cards and none of them are inkable. When this character's banished, you may draw a card. Well, that's kind of nice. When you play this character, banish her, return another chosen character of yours to your hand. So, yeah. So whenever one of your other characters is returned from your hand to play, this character gets +1 this turn. So, Madam Mim, Merlin. When you play this character, banish her, return another chosen character of yours to your hand. Again, cheap. When you play this character and when he leaves play, chosen character gains challenger +3 this turn. They get +3 while challenging. When you play this character and when he leaves play, gain 1 lore. So again, going back and forth in and out of your hand. Play this character and when he leaves play, you may draw a card. It's crazy how these all kind of build up against each other. So freeze is from chapter 1. Exert chosen character. I'm stuck. Chosen exerted character can't ready at their next turn. For a 1 that's inkable, it's not bad. I think there's better beasts than this. So 4 beasts versus all the 5 and 6 beasts I think are so much better. I found that I don't play as many 4s because I'm usually just trying to get right to the 5s. And if you can get to 6, even better. But for most of the deck building I've done, the target is really to get at least to 5. So you can play the majority of your characters. I haven't played with many of them. Last Cannon's not bad too. Banish this item, chosen character gains challenge +3. And it's inkable. Mouse Armor can become surprisingly helpful. It's cheap, and giving a chosen character resist 1, especially for a character you know is going to get attacked, can be very helpful. It does stop those like 1 attack characters, the ones that really shouldn't be attacking to begin with. So, okay. So we've got those. Let's get right into the exciting part here. We got our 2 booster packs, whatever you want to call it. All right, so I know there's some new card here. Okay, so we got our Emerald card here. Donald Duck. Not sure how much I'd play him. Owl, Hold Still. Fairy Godmother. What Did You Call Me? Prince Naveen's, we saw that, and Mouse Armor, we saw those in the starter decks. Bell, Bookworm. While your opponent has no cards in hand, this character gets +2. So, yeah, it depends on who you're playing against. Nick Wild. So this goes with that Popsicle deck. I would throw that in with that other deck. Madam Mim. Got Snow White as our legendary card here, so that's pretty solid. And Let the Storm Rage On is our foil. And a Minnie Mouse little art card. So as we get enough packs to open, we'll be able to complete that Minnie Mouse art thing. So let's see. So getting a legendary isn't not bad at all. Certainly goes with the dwarves. All right, so is this second pack better? Let's find out. All right, so Aurora, I mean, look at that 9. Like, that's crazy. Kuzco in the starter deck. What Did You Call Me? Improvise. This is a good one too. Chosen character gets +1 and then draw a card. This is definitely in my Emerald deck. Jafar with Steel. During your turn, this character gains Evasive. They can challenge characters with Evasive. Essentially, I think this is even better than like Prince Eric, really. For 2, because it's going to hold the 3/2. Pick a fight. Chosen character can challenge ready characters this turn. It's not inkable, but it is interesting. Daisy is also solid whenever this character quests each opponent chooses and discards a card. If you can pull that off at least twice, then you definitely got like your money's worth on that, essentially. Cogsworth. So that's the younger Cogsworth. Winnie the Pooh. Honeypot. And Dr. Facilier Emerald is the super rare we got here, evasive. Only characters can challenge the evasive. So that's not a bad card to pull at all. And hypnotize foil is the common, and unfortunately we got the same Minnie Mouse art cards. So yeah. Overall, can't be upset with pulling a legendary and a super rare out of the booster packs. That's for sure. I wish the foils were a little more rare, but yeah. Overall thoughts, I think I would need more packs to really like transform my existing first chapter deck. But yeah, it's not a bad place to start. It's certainly something you could pick up and play with anybody on some of these starters. Maybe insert some of the other few extra cards I got in here. But there's certainly some interesting synergies going on with these. So anyways, thanks for tuning in. Check you on the next one. Deuces.